Hi guys, today we're going to talk about 10 habits that you can incorporate into your life, your routine, your days to boost inspiration and creativity. Now, I wanted to talk about this because I think creativity is so important for so many things. I have a lot of creative hobbies, from YouTube obviously to bullet journaling, writing, reading, drawing, everything like that, and I think being more inspired in our everyday life is just such a good thing to prioritize. So I'm not going to ramble for too long, let's get into it. The first and maybe the most important thing is to allow yourself to sit with your thoughts. Obviously, one of the most popular ways to do this is meditating. I don't really meditate, so I don't quite know how to say it, but I kind of do this in a more casual way. So when I'm eating breakfast or drinking coffee, sometimes I'll just sit and look out the window and think, rather than sitting on my phone or even reading, which I do love and I'll get into later. But sometimes just sitting with my thoughts and seeing what comes to my brain is so useful, and I come up with so many amazing ideas. I was also reading this article that said it opens your mind to more fun ideas, maybe things that are a bit weird that you wouldn't think of, but those are great for creativity. And now, one of my favorite ways to do this is in the shower. So my next point is shower thoughts. Showers are perfect to kind of be alone with your thoughts because it's spending time alone, which is really good for creativity. You're not doing anything else, or anything you are doing is kind of just muscle memory, so your brain is open to just think. And it is also a perfect time for self-reflection and deep thinking. Me personally, at the minute, I've been working on this book idea. If I'm having sort of maybe like a plot point or something like that that I need to work through, I'll sometimes set an intention before I get in the shower saying like, I'm going to think about how this happens in my book. And in the shower, I just think and I brainstorm. I have the best ideas in the shower. I don't know what it is. My next point is journaling. And now there are so many different types of journaling. There's artistic journaling, following journal prompts, scrapbooking, free writing, all that kind of stuff. And I do bullet journaling, which is great for creativity. Something great about journaling, I think, is to do a thought dump, and it's kind of similar to what I was saying before, just seeing what comes to your brain. And this is also similar to free writing, but just writing down, set a timer, but just see what comes to you and see what you want to write about and just write about it. Don't think about anything else. But also journaling with prompts, with art, anything like that. These are all just good activities to exercise our creativity. And also related to journaling, the next thing is to just write things down, or possibly, depending on what type of creativity you're talking about, draw them. But basically get them on paper, get them out of your head. Have a place to capture, track, take note of all of your ideas. This doesn't have to be formalized. A bullet journal is great for this because everything's all in one spot. My notes app on my phone is crazy, or sticky notes is a big one. I also literally just have random A4 pieces of paper scattering the floor of my office, all with different ideas on it. This really helps to help you remember all of your great ideas, but it also helps you feel more successful over time because you're actually measuring your output of creativity. So it's almost treating it more like a productivity kind of thing. And one of the biggest barriers to creativity is fear of judgment. So when you are writing things down, sometimes it's useful to put it in a private place like a journal or in a drawer in your office if you're doing sticky notes. But also when you're writing things down, especially with stuff like journaling, don't imagine that other people are going to be seeing it. And now I get that a lot with doing YouTube. If I'm bullet journaling, I'm imagining, what if I showed this page on my YouTube channel? But you have control and you can just not show it to people, and know that it's okay that you're just doing it for yourself. You don't have to share it for it to be creative and productive. Acknowledging that this is a private thing, like private diary or a private sketchbook, can be better for your creativity because you're not worrying about the fear of others seeing it. The next point is to limit screen time. And now this is especially important in the mornings. Screen time, particularly social media. I love social media, obviously. I do social media, and I think you can be very creative on social media. When you first wake up, and this is my biggest issue, if you just hop on TikTok, Instagram, anything like that, you are really just filling your brain with other people's ideas. And now, what is creativity? Creativity is really the use of imagination and original ideas. Filling your head with other people's ideas doesn't actually do much to boost your creativity, and that's why it's such a big focus, like I mentioned earlier, to spend time with your own thoughts. And also, social media algorithms are designed to capture your attention and keep you on the app. I don't mean to shit on social media because I love social media, obviously. Despite social media creators often making content to inspire people, the algorithm actually favors if you stay on the app rather than doing whatever they're inspiring you to do. I want to mention this in particular for short form content like TikTok. I might be a bit biased, but I do think YouTube inspires a tad bit more creativity. And And obviously in general, I always talk about this, be intentional with the media you consume. So you can go on social media, especially obviously you will at some point throughout the day. Be intentional with who you're following. So if people do inspire you, that's great, follow them. If they make you happy, feel productive, inspired, creative, all that, that is reasons why you should follow people. And if people don't be afraid to unfollow them. The next point is to spend time in nature. Obviously spending time in nature, going for a walk, you are making a change in your environment, which is really useful for seeing new things and sparking new ideas. Also, walking outside has been shown to improve memory and attention, which is great for creativity. The next point is mindfulness, which goes really nicely hand in hand with walking outside because you can like do a mindfulness walk. Mindfulness is basically the practice of bringing your attention only to the present moment. It's sort of a non-judgmental lens of viewing what's currently happening, what's currently around you, what you're currently feeling, and that's emotionally, physically, just what is happening right now and what you're feeling right now. And so this is as easy as just looking out the window and really looking like what is out there. I'm looking out my window right now and there's trees, there's no clouds, it's just a blue sky, and I can see the sun, and the sun's starting to set, and all the tree leaves, it's very green, and I'm not thinking about anything else, I'm just thinking what's literally there. I look out my window so often and I just see my window, but right now practicing mindfulness, I'm literally just taking note of everything individually. I'm really focusing my attention on it rather than just seeing the whole picture. This act of mindfulness is really great for creativity because it's a great exercise for your brain, and creativity often relies on having like a unique insight. I think looking at the world like this does help you gain that. And then I also think it helps with like being more flexible with your thoughts, which is really good for creativity as well. Something else you can try is to learn something new. Now this doesn't have to be anything crazy and a massive task like learning an instrument, but you could just try a DIY you saw on TikTok, a new coffee recipe, something new for lunch. And then of course you can also take a class or an online course. There's tons of creative classes you can take. Most cities all have pottery painting. I actually saw a glass blowing workshop the other day. Anything like that, not only does it change your environment, but it also challenges you and teaches you new things. I said I would get into reading later, and I love reading. There is nothing better for creativity. Reading expands your world, it makes you use your imagination. You get tons of new ideas, and you can read from so many genres, from so many authors, from different backgrounds, and it really helps you expand your worldview and put yourself in the shoes of so many other different people, whether that's through characters, authors, everything like that. It is incredible for creativity, and obviously books are the product of other people's creativity. I just think it is so lovely. And my last tip is to listen to your inspiration. Don't force yourself into a task, but also if inspiration hits you, take advantage of it. For example, when I'm writing, like I want to write every day, I just put write on my to-do list unless there's something specific I need to do, especially when I'm in this brainstorming phase, but I'm not going to write out every single thing I need to do. Make time for it and see where the inspiration hits me. I also think even if you're busy, if inspiration hits you, it's kind of what I said earlier about writing things down. If you're say in class or at work and you can't make use of it, you should still try to at least get it out of your head and get it on paper so you can look back at it and hope you pick up on that thread of inspiration later. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think these are all great things to put into your routine if you're interested in creativity, inspiration, everything like that. These are just things you can implement into your daily life and I think will be great for you. If you did like this video and you got anything useful from it, please do like, and please do subscribe because I'd love to see you guys next time. And yeah, just thank you again so much for watching.